It's that time, guys. Ryan, let's get into it here. We are going to be predicting the Detroit Lions versus Kansas City Chiefs game, the start of our season-long competition, start of the 2023 NFL season. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can get all of our prediction videos here. We go live every Sunday night at 8:15, and then we have our predictions coming out throughout the entire week. And Ryan, this game, as soon as we saw this one when the schedule was released, I believe it was early May, mid-May.
Yeah.
This was one, it was going to be a lot of fun. I feel like the Lions and the Dan Campbell kind of dynasty has been building up to this stage here because there was, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, like his first year when they went 1-15 or 2-14, whatever it was, like their only primetime game was a Thanksgiving game that they host every year. But you can see some potential. Then last year they came on very strong, definitely a fan favorite amongst everybody. And now then they're going up against Super Bowl champs. It'll be like, okay, this is the real deal. This is absolutely the real deal. Are they going to be able to contend with them? And I really think they can. I think it's going to be a great game, a great way to kick off this season with, in all honesty, I can see 10 teams winning the Super Bowl this year. It's just going to be a very fun season and a lot of great football.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited for this year to get kicked off. And I think there is no better game. Maybe like a Super Bowl rematch, I think, could have been maybe a better game. But this is a fantastic game to start off with.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited. Both of these offenses should be very explosive. This Lions defense looks to be much improved. The jury, I think, still is out a little bit on the Kansas City Chiefs defense, but they did have a lot of young players play very late into the season, and they, I think, even started 7 rookies or second-year guys in the Super Bowl itself. So that's going to be really exciting to watch. But let's kind of get into some of the details of the game. So right now, the Chiefs are 6.5-point favorites, and the over-under is 54.5, which is a pretty hefty over-under. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of like the over in this game. But just to start it off, who do you think is going to come out on top in this one?
So it's as painful as it is for me to say this, just because I am a bandwagon Detroit Lions fan, and just supporters, so to say. But and I do like Patrick Mahomes as well, and that's where I'm going to lean towards Patrick Mahomes. They're going to be raising up the banner, going to be giving out rings. It's just going to be an amazing night. I also think too, Kansas City, when healthy, and we saw it last year against the Cardinals, and I think we all thought the Cardinals were better than what they were. But last year, this offense just came out hot. They have the entire offseason to prepare. They have the entire offseason to get creative with their offensive ideas. They love to just kind of throw things at the wall and see what sticks and just kind of build off of that. I also think you have an entire offseason now to prepare to beat the Lions defense. And one of the things for me is I know the Lions defense started off weak overall, but they in 2022, and they have added pieces, C.J. Gardner-Johnson on the defensive side. Cameron Sutton. I think there's one other one as well. And several other pieces as well. Aiden Hutchinson's coming into a sophomore year. I know. Then they did get Jack Campbell in the draft. I understand that, so we'll have to take it with a grain of salt. But the Lions did give up the most yards last year defensively. Part of that too, they started off very poorly in the beginning. They did come on strong, and the defense did get a lot better as well. But I just bring that up a little bit, just because it is going to be the first week of the season. There's going to be some rust, especially on the defensive side of the ball, on just knowing the right coverages, understanding the right reads. And that's where I'm going to lean more towards where the greatness is at. And that's going to be on the side. In Kansas City, it's going to be at home in Arrowhead. I think it's going to be a great game. I think another thing as well on top of this is also add the Kansas City defense. The same thing applies, but I think there's going to still be a little bit of a growing period with Jahmyr Gibbs and getting David Montgomery. I also I'm looking at it because I bring up defensively as well. If you look at rushing yards allowed last year, Kansas City was 8th last year in rushing yards allowed. So they were ahead a lot, but they only gave up 1,823 rushing yards in all of last season. And if there's a strength of the line, it's going to be that offensive line. I think having Dave Montgomery in the backfield. So that's just going to be strength for strength. While I think the weakness of the Lions can still be maybe like the unknowns of their secondary and just of their defense and how it's going to mesh together in the game. And I think Mahomes is going to be able to pick some of that apart.
Yeah, that for me, I think the Lions, they're going to be able to play the long game. I don't think this division is going to be very good, but you and I have both been kind of on that Lions hype train throughout this whole offseason process. But I side with Kansas City. They're dropping a banner that night. Crowd is going to be going wild. Mahomes and Travis Kelce have been playing together for 4 or 5 years now, maybe 6. I can't remember how long he's been in the league, but it's a really tough matchup for the Lions, in my opinion. And then also, too, I think you throw in Jack Campbell, Brian Branch will be making their first NFL starts. Aiden Hutchinson, second year. He could have a really big game, but I think the Lions, they're going to have to capitalize on a couple Kansas City Chiefs mistakes to win this game, whereas I think the Kansas City Chiefs are probably just the better team and could win outright.
Yeah. We'll say I don't think Branch is going to be starting. I think he's second team. I think he's behind C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Okay. I've seen him be worked in a lot with the top 11.
They're going to be just rotating those guys a bunch. So I just to preface, just be as accurate. But it's going to be a great game. This is one I honestly think, in my opinion, looking at the entirety of the Week 1 schedule. Of course, it's Week 1. Anything can happen. But there's not too many tough games, in my opinion, when it comes to picking.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Kansas City is going to win, but this is definitely one of the tougher games where I can see Detroit winning as well. Definitely going to be picking the over. I definitely will be wanting to pick the over on this game. Yeah.
But I think we both have the Chiefs winning this game. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to win this game in Week 1. And other than that, we will see you guys next time.